Greetings everybody, I'm Base6286, and welcome back to more Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. We are here on the planet SR388, where we've almost annihilated the entire species known as Metroid. Which is really ridiculous when you think about it. Anyways, if you recall in the last episode, we met our first Omega Metroid, I believe, and we got our Metroid counter down to 4. In this episode, now that we've done that, we have a little gauntlet here that we have to take care of. We're going to have to face off against 3, yes, 3, not 5, Omega Metroids. So, if we come up this way, we'll find our first path to the first one. And if you fall, like, down here, like, off these pillars, you'll get into a pool of, like, spikes and water and doom, so don't do that. Luckily, it's pretty easy to just kind of space jump across the top, so that's not so bad. And in this first room, oh my god! It's another Omega Metroid, what will we do? You know, I just noticed that when those things, like, evolve or whatever, like, their tail shortens. What the heck's up with that? That seems kind of weird. Is it, like, because they're becoming more bipedal or something? I don't know. That just seems like an odd thing. That's like they have a long tail. It's like they have no tail, and then they get a tail randomly, and then they just, like, get rid of their tail when they go into an Omega Metroid. Like, what the heck's up with that? I don't know. I'm not too knowledgeable on, like, the evolution of Metroids. Maybe, like, Omega Metroids are, like, the final evolution of, like, a male Metroid, or whatever. Because, spoiler alert, there's a Queen Metroid, like... I mean, there's something that's got to be creating all these eggs and Metroids, right? I mean, that's not that much of a spoiler, I don't think. So, I mean, if there's a Queen Metroid that's doing all the laying, then, like, I'm assuming, like, that's, like, the head female, kind of like an ant queen. And so there's, like, one of those, and then the Omega Metroids are, like, the drone kings or whatever. So, I don't know. This is just all speculation for me, at least. I'm not sure if, like, this has been confirmed or not, but I'm just kind of assuming that, like, the Omega Metroid is actually a final stage of a Metroid. It's just not, like... It's just a final stage for, like, a quote-unquote male Metroid or something that isn't a Queen Metroid. Something that can't create more baby Metroids. I don't know. Just a random thought. Random musings of a video game person. So, yeah, but now that we've done that, we have to go all the way back through that tunnel, and then we have to go through another tunnel and do the exact same thing 2 more times. Unfortunately, we're kind of low on health, which, I'm pretty sure we'll survive, though. Luckily, they're pretty nice to you, and they actually have an area in this place that you can kind of recharge your energy. They don't give you, like, one of those energy ball things to do it, like they have in the past, which is kind of sad. They just give you a bunch of enemies that will drop giant life orbs for you. So, it works. That, by the way, is the area we need to go to get to the final area of this place, so... But of course, there's lava there right now, which won't go down until we're down to a single Metroid left to kill, so... And yeah, here, as you can see, there's like a couple enemies floating around, nothing too major though, but we can just kind of knock off a couple of them to recharge our energy a little bit. Woo, that was close, almost fell into the spikes. Good thing there weren't spikes on the edge. What the heck am I doing? Why am I going back up? I don't know what's going on right now. I've lost my mind, apparently. I don't know, maybe the Metroid I want to go after is up instead of down. That's the only logical explanation. Although at this point I don't know why I didn't just go for the one down first, but I suppose I have my reasons of efficiency. Brilliant! Let's run into the enemy as we're trying to conserve our energy for the hardest Metroids and / enemies we've faced so far in this game. The Omega Metroids really are in a class of their own. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, Alpha Metroids, Gamma Metroids, even the Zeta Metroids aren't really that bad. And once you get, like, the Plasma Beam, like, normal enemies are kind of just a joke, too, because you can just one-shot all of them. But Omega Metroids are, like, crazy hard compared to everything else we faced. So, I guess I was, by the way, just wanting to save there, which, fair enough. But, yeah, I guess, like... considering how much more powerful Omega Metroids are than everything, that kind of, makes or gives some credit to my theory that they're like the final evolution of a male Metroid. But yeah, anyways, those little rhino things that I just killed, you can keep entering and exiting the screen to get them to respawn and just kind of kill them and use that as a method to recharge your health and or missiles. I'm not sure if they'll drop missiles unless you're like really, really low on missiles, but they definitely give you health, so. And thank God, like, this water isn't... They didn't, like, create water physics in this game yet, where you move super slow and obnoxious in water. Oh, and maybe you can hit these guys from their back. I don't know, whenever I was fighting Omega Metroids, it always seemed like this game kind of got a little glitchy, where it's like, they would turn around, but they wouldn't turn around, and weird things would happen, but... I don't know, maybe you can just actually hit Omega Metroids on their back and it counts as a hit, which makes things a little easier. Yeah, that definitely does seem to be the case. I could have sworn that you had to hit them from the front only, though. Jeez, looked like he took out a lot of health with that. Oh well. Yeah, as you can see, like when they go on the offensive, like and try and charge you, the screw attack is kind of your best method for avoiding it, because it'll protect you from damage, so... If you kind of use that to your advantage, it really makes these battles a lot easier, but you can still kind of get caught off guard, as I did there. It looks like each hit they do does about 12 damage, I'm guessing? That's what it looks like. Which, I guess that's kind of a lot compared to the damage we've been facing so far. But, yeah, these guys are just kind of, I've always felt they're more of a battle of, not attrition, but just like survival, really. Because you can't really get a lot of good quick hits on them the way they move. So you kind of just have to like get a couple shots in and then try and survive throughout the battle as they're like slowly peppering you with attacks and things. So as long as you can like get a method where you can survive pretty easily against them, they're actually not too bad. It's just actually surviving and everything. But I'm really low on health right now, so what I'm probably going to do here is farm some energy from these Rhino dudes for a little bit just before I face the final Omega Metroid, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, I think we've done enough energy farming. I'm nowhere near full health, but this should be plenty to face an Omega Metroid. I think I was like kind of doing it up in my head, and I lost like not quite 2 energy tanks, I think, to the last couple we fought. So yeah, I should be all right. So either way, not much we can do about it now. Let's just take this guy on. We get a nice full battlefield for this one, which is kind of cool. Well, the other ones have been kind of cramped. This one's really nice and big, so that's at least they give us that. We don't have to worry about fighting in these tiny claustrophobic spaces anymore. I bet Samus is happy about that. Or maybe she's not. Maybe she likes claustrophobic spaces. No, I have no idea. She must at least not be adverse to or must not have claustrophobia, I guess I should say, considering, like, she does that whole morph ball thing, which has got to be the most claustrophobic experience anyone could, like, ever have. Like, shrinking to the size of, like, your head is just... Oh, what the heck? Well, how does it even work? I don't even know. The Space Pirates tried to figure it out, but it just turned out horribly for them. I'm kind of assuming that, like, she gets turned into some form of energy or some such, and then, like, shrinks and is able to be held in that little ball form. I don't know. It's really bizarre. Whoever thought of the morph ball, I wonder, like, when they thought about it, if they were thinking of Samus as an actual person, or if they were thinking... Well, no, they had to have been, because even in the first Metroid, you find out Samus is a girl if you, like, die, or you can use, like, the Justin Bailey code. So they must have known she was, like, a person, so I don't know who was on what when they decided, hey, let's have her roll up into a ball. Because makes sense. Oh, whatever. Speaking of Justin Bailey, I found out... I don't remember what it was, but I was, like, reading about the code, and apparently, like, a Bailey is, like, another term for a swimsuit or something. It was, like, a really old term from, like, the 70s or 80s or something like that. Either way, Bailey means, like, is like a slang term for swimsuit. So with like Justin Bailey, I always used to think Justin Bailey was like a name, because like Justin is a name, and I thought Bailey was like Justin's last name, but apparently it's just kind of like a weird way of typing like just in Bailey, like she's just in a Bailey, like she's just in a swimsuit. So that's where, like, I don't know, I found it really interesting that that's where that kind of came from. Oh well. As you can see, we've actually killed all the Omega Metroids! Hooray! Or cry? I don't know. Should we be sad or happy at this point? I'm not entirely sure. Oh well, we've done our duty at the very least, and we have one Metroid remaining, so that means we can actually head to the final area of this game and finish this thing up. So let's go do that. We're not going to take on the boss in this episode. It's just not going to happen, I don't think. But at the very least, we can head into the last area and take care of a couple things, like recharging our missiles and health, and grabbing a hold of the ice beam, which we're going to need. So, we came in here briefly before, and it was full of lava, but now that we're down to a single Metroid, we can actually enter this place now. The final bit of lava has been cleared. Also, apparently, you can, even when the lava's still in this area, you can still enter it and kind of make your way to the final area. But I think if you do that without clearing up the lava, there'll be like a random wall in your way that you won't be able to get rid of. So, yeah. Like if you had full energy, and if you were really fast, you could make it through this area, even with the lava, but I think like around here there'd be like an unbreakable wall that you wouldn't be able to get past, thus preventing you from getting to the final area before actually killing off the other 3 Metroids. So they really want to make sure that you're down to your last one when you get to this point of the game. Although I have to wonder now I think about it, how does Samus actually know that, like, how does she know how many Metroids are left? Does she have like some kind of radar or something? Like a Dragon Ball radar? Random reference. I don't know, that's just what I was thinking of. Because like in the Dragon Ball series, Bulma makes like that radar that can contract like the Dragon Balls, and that causes all kinds of problems in the end. Anyways, I mean, I don't know. Does Samus have something like that? Like in her suit that's like telling her how many Metroids are left? And I guess it wouldn't be saying where they are really. Otherwise, they would be. I would think they would give us that in the game. If she knew where they are, then surely they would let us know where they are. But oh, note to everyone watching this: don't fall in whatever the crap that stuff is. It leads to bad things. Oh, this means we have to go all the way up and around again. I think I'm going the wrong way. I probably am. Yep, I'm going the wrong way. No, don't. Clearly, this is where we just came from. Sometimes I just am weird, and I don't know. Watching myself play is bizarre, because for the most part, I'm just like, okay, I'm doing alright. But then sometimes I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, this is clearly not correct. What is going on here? It's kind of amusing in a way. Oh well. So, yeah, we have to go through up. Like, I have to wonder, though, like, is that, like, goo? Are we, like, that stuff that it's not water. Clearly, I'm assuming it's not, since it's all a weird color, and we've already kind of encountered water in the game previously. So, we can rule out that it's water. And we've already encountered, like, lava and acid in this game, which we've established can damage you, so it's not that either. It's just like this weird solid color stuff that actually like slows you down when you get into it. And since nothing else that's like liquid-like slows us down, I have to only imagine that this is some kind of like goo or slime, which is just really disgusting. I mean, is this like the slime left over from birthing all of those Metroids or something that the Queen is just like leaving behind in her trail? Oh man, that's ugh, and I fell through that. That's horrible. I'm sorry, Samus. They must experience this nastiness. Ooh, a save point. Let's take advantage of that. So now, another one of these things where it's kind of not very obvious where to go, but you want to go up and get out of this horrible baby slime, whatever it is, left behind by who knows what. And, this is actually the final area. This is interesting area. It's just like a giant open room full of pretty much nothing. and it's just really high up. You can space jump up, but honestly, I mean, I'm okay at using the space jump, but it's kind of hard to time. It's not like Metroid Fusion where you can kind of just press the jump button whenever and it works. I think I've mentioned this, but it's more like Super Metroid where you kind of have to time your jumps correctly based on when you let go of the jump button. But like, anyways, what really matters is it's a lot easier to just spider ball your way through all of this, so that's what I'm doing. And there we go, max missiles, and my health is recharging to max. It's a shame that even though we collected 6 energy tanks, we only have 5. But oh well. I wonder if that was like a mistake in the game. Like, there's not really enough room, I guess, on the screen to hold a 6 energy tank, but I wonder if, like, they made the bottom screen or something before they finished doing the game, and so they only had room for the 5, and then there's all of a sudden, like, they put a 6th one in, and we're like, oh crap, and then just, like, didn't realize it, or just decided not to do anything about it. Like, I don't know. Oh well, there's the ice beam, so, yeah. In case you didn't grab it before you came here, which I honestly wouldn't, I'd wait. You can grab it up there from the destroyed statue, because you have to have the ice beam to get through the next part of this game. Like, it's flat out required. If you don't have the ice beam, then you literally won't be able to make it. But we'll save the boss in the final section of the game for the next episode, I think, because this one's gone on long enough, and it'll probably take a while to do the boss. So thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.